Hello, I'm Dr. Ralph Converse. If you're watching this video, it probably means that 1, you need a job, so you're looking for one, or 2, you have a job but you're wanting to make a change. In either case, I'm certain I can help you. How do I know? Because experience tells me that if you've been unsuccessful so far in your job search, you may be doing things that are hurting your chances and not even know it. Let me give you one example. I've heard a lot of people say something like, I've sent out hundreds of resumes and can't get an interview. Does that sound familiar to you? If so, let me simply say that there is a high probability you're taking the wrong approach. And how do I know that? Over the past 42 years, I've held a variety of positions. I've been an arts administrator, CEO of one corporation, and CFO of 2 others. But mostly I've been an educator, even when I was training people outside of the academic world. During that time, I've held several jobs, been in a position of hiring dozens of other individuals. I've interviewed hundreds of applicants and reviewed literally tens of thousands of job applications, resumes, and cover letters. In addition, I've talked to educators, administrators, and business people from all over the United States, border to border, and coast to coast. The result is that I have discovered an issue that is little discussed, but which affects millions of job seekers, just like you. It comes down to this. Colleges and universities, tech schools, trade schools, and other institutions teach millions of students every year. But in the vast majority of them, we do nothing or next to nothing to show those graduates how to actually go out and find a job. We train them in one discipline or another and automatically assume graduates will figure out for themselves how to gain employment. That's completely unrealistic. But even if it was true, why should you be left to drift on your own? Now you don't have to. Several years ago in one of my own university classes, I gave the students what I thought was a simple assignment. Bring me your resume, or write one if you don't already have it, and we'll make sure you're ready for going out into the world. The results were not encouraging, and then I realized it wasn't their fault. No one had ever really shown them how to do what needed to be done to get a job, or even get an interview for a job. I immediately made the assumption, correct as it turns out, that my class of graduating seniors couldn't possibly be the only ones who were so unprepared. So I developed a workshop for college students and other job seekers. Over the next couple of years, I visited dozens of campuses. The result was always the same. Students were mostly unaware of how unprepared they were to write a cover letter or craft a resume. Perhaps you feel that you already know how to do all of that. But that's what most of the students I talked to during the workshops thought too. Some months before that first encounter with my students, I was driving back from a job interview of my own. Right after the interview, I felt pretty good about my chances. But the more I drove, the more I realized how badly I'd done on one of the interview questions. Before I got home, I was almost certain I would not be offered the job, and I wasn't. Then it occurred to me that I had a lot of valuable experiences that I could share with other individuals preparing for their profession, knowledge that might keep them from making the same mistakes I'd made over the years. Let me say at this point that whether you're an aspiring teacher or your area of expertise lies elsewhere, what I can do for you is the same. The principles involved in getting a teaching job are the same as they are for any profession. You usually have to get interviewed to get the job, but before you can get an interview, you have to impress the employer with your resume and your letter. What I'm going to share with you over the next several of these videos will be of use to you no matter what your field is. I simply use education as a point of departure because that's what I know best. But the basic ideas apply to all professions. The result of my own experiences, those I've had with my students, and those that have been shared with me by dozens of employers, told me that there was a great need for someone to provide hands-on help for the millions of people just like you who are looking for jobs. The book I have written on this subject has 10 chapters in it, 10 steps. And I'm going to share much of what is in that book through these videos. So tell others who you know about what we're doing, and the next time you see me, we'll get busy showing you how to separate yourself from the pack, how to be in the top 2 to 3% of all applicants, because that is what you need to do to succeed. Most applicants will do the things they've always done, but I'm going to show you how to do things better and give you the advantage you need to get the job you want. I'll see you next time.